Oh, do I feel very conflicted today? What is up, universe? Welcome into your brand. We are live 6 days a week at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Don't forget, also at 4 p.m. Eastern time, we are on Stadium, Amazon Prime, DirecTV now, YouTube TV, all the platforms. And last night, we do want to send out a very, very big thank you to all of you who tuned in for Primetime Live. You broke our record, highest live audience that we've ever had, and we can't thank you enough. Now, as many of you who watched last night and you watched it live, my beloved Kansas City Chiefs hat, oh, it is gone until at least the playoffs, probably. As the Chiefs go down for the first time, there is no more undefeated teams in the National Football League. And tonight, primetime, live at 7 o'clock, the final game of week number 11. It's the Texans and the Cowboys. We'll get into that right here in the next 60 minutes. But as always, we have to look back before we look forward. And yesterday, not a bad day at the brand. Once again, for the second Sunday in a row, me and AB just doing work. 6-2 for my 5-tool player. 3-1 for your boy and throughout the rest of the crew. We had some X's. We had some check marks, but it is what it is. That's from Primetime last night. Do not forget, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Share the show. We have so much content every single day, including a fresh DTL, the podcast, every day. Audio at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and the video for you premium members at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, playing hurt this morning, playing sick this morning, but you think he's going to miss a Monday mishap show? Oh, hell to the no. AB, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Yeah, man, you know what? Sometimes the season is long, and you just need you need a bye week, but it's not coming for a little while, so it's all right. We got to just tough it out and go through. Now, we got to give a shout-out to our man, all right?
Who we got?
Big Robert. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday, buddy. Yeah, thank you for everything you've done for our crew and building it up, man. You're awesome, so happy birthday, man.
Our resident benefactor having a birthday, Mr. Robert Pibo. Oh, Robert.
Hey, for once in his life, it gets to be about him. He is the one that takes care of everyone else. Today, we take care of you, buddy.
He never wants us to call him out. He's always like, sends us private notes. Don't call me out. Hey, today you're getting called out. By the way, our man Dan says, Z-Man's parlay was fire. You're damn right. Hitting those money line parlays. Sometimes that's where it's at. All right, AB, Howie Schwab would have loved this time of the year because you really got to grind it out. What do we got today?
All right, we've got one game, Monday Night Football. 4 options here. You go on Texans -7, Cowboys +7, Texans Cowboys over 41.5, or Texans Cowboys under 41.5. Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
Boom. Matt says AB wouldn't miss today after the day they had yesterday. You're damn right. And G says the OGs, the degenerates, always here on Monday morning. So is the best damn crew in the game. Without further ado, it is now time for the picks. We tell you all the time, sometimes you need us, and then sometimes we need you. And the man in the top right today, it's one of those days. We're a crew, we're a family for a reason. Welcome into the show, everybody. Let him know how you feel about him in the chat. Our numbers guy, Rafael Esparza. Rafael, good morning, sir. We're all with you, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. I want to give a shout-out to the Scottsdale Honor Hospital and to the Blind. That's where my mom is at right now. They've been fantastic for the past, I don't know how many days I've been here. I think I got here Friday night. So shout-out to the nurses and all them. They just been plugging me with Starbucks coffee when I need it. So they've been just phenomenal.
Well, that's awesome. And we're thrilled that you're here today. And I think the only way to get through this is with some cash tickets. And that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, next, he is from the Dirty, Mr. Charles. Big Chuck, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach, crew. Yeah, Raphael, love you, brother. I hope everything comes through. But, yeah, I'm excited to get this day going. Last week was great. Yeah, trying to build some momentum onto this new week. I don't know about tonight's game, but we'll see how it works out.
We'll get into it here in about 30 minutes right here on DTL. And he is from South Florida, and we are thrilled to have him as a part of our crew. He's all over the world every single week. He is the Z-Man. Good morning, sir.
Good to see you, Raphael. Glad you're here this morning. Listen, guys, I live in South Florida. It's flat land, all right? It's very boring when you drive, but it's flat. This weekend, I was in Athens, all right, for college football tailgate, and walking around this campus, I mean, the ups and the downs, my calf muscles, I'm so tired. My calf muscles are so sore. I got the workout, of my lifetime walking around that campus, getting to the game, Georgia and Tennessee on Saturday night. Really fun game. But, oh, my God, my calves are so sore. My calves, Coach.
Listen to the baby over there in the bottom right corner. AB doesn't want to listen to you about walking up and down hills when his Volunteers took it on the chin, and Georgia covered, too.
Hey, no, he's right, man. Like, it's weird. You wouldn't think it, but, like, this pocket of the Southeast, okay, it's the bottom, all right, of the Appalachian Mountains, all right, the AT Trail that goes all the way up the Northeast. He's not lying about it. Knoxville's the same way, dude. It is down, up, dude. Your calves. That's how you can tell the difference between a freshman and a senior. I'm not lying, because seniors, all of them, their calves and their thighs, dude, look like NFL because you walk those hills every day. He's not kidding, man.
Oh, who said in the chat? Oh, Brent says Athens ain't for the weak. He says we roll up and down them Piedmont hills.
Brent's right.
I learned something today. Real quick, a lot went on yesterday. Are you kidding me right now? Let's kind of go around before we get to our picks. AB, what stood out to you yesterday? Because a lot of things were very, very apparent to me. What about you?
Number one, the Packers are emulating the Chiefs and the Lions. They're just finding ways to win. And then number two, apparently the Lions had a good week of practice, okay? Because they just went out and hammered Jacksonville.
We said on the show, be very careful, did we not? When a team plays like that and the quarterback plays like that, and then Goff went out, all of his overs came in. Over 400 yards. He had 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, the whole deal. They scored 52 for the second time. Chuck, what stood out to you, big boy?
Teams that we thought that were dead that are coming back. Look at the Saints, the Rams coming back. Several teams Dolphins that we thought were buried that are kind of having a little midseason revival. So we'll see if they can carry that momentum, maybe make it a little playoff run here.
Raphael, I don't know how much you got to see this weekend, but what kind of stood out to you?
Yeah, it's hard being in a hospital for the blind. There's not that many TVs around, but it's very different. So I'm going to say kickers is probably what I saw on my laptop and Kindles and phone. What's wrong with kickers lately? First a couple of weeks, they're hitting 50-yarders like there's no tomorrow. Now they're getting blocked.
Whoa. We've got Monday mishaps coming up. What did we talk about before the show?
Sorry. I was on a roll.
Hey, Z, what about you, big boy? Because your Dolphins don't look now.
Oh, okay, get out of here. You're trying to pull me into the rope-a-dope where I'm supposed to believe a 4-6 team is in a playoff chase. Hey, can we set the bar a little bit higher? No, for me, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't know how they're doing it. I really don't. They're 8-2. This Mike Tomlin, how stupid are these fans who wanted to get rid of Mike Tomlin over the last couple? Like, are you kidding me? He should be coach emeritus. He should be the coach forever there in Pittsburgh. It's unbelievable what they're doing. They beat the Ravens with no touchdowns yesterday. And by the way, second game this year, they've won with no touchdowns.
8-2. What can you do? 8-2 these Steelers are, and just getting it done. The under coming in as well. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Still to come in about 9 minutes. You're going to get your wish. Monday mishaps. What do my guys think stood out the most in a bad way from the weekend in football? They'll let you know coming up in about 9 minutes. But we got to get to our best bets because we're going to have another fantastic day today. So, producer man, if you don't mind, I need to see my screen because I believe we're going to start with a little bit of day soccer. Big Chuck, you got to give them to me.
Nations League, Serbia, Denmark. Over their last 25 international matches, Serbia has conceded 1.2 goals at home, and Denmark, they've conceded 1.5 goals on the road. I like our chances of both teams conceding again today with the both teams to score. NHL, Ducks versus Stars, with 5 of Anaheim's last 6 games producing 6 or more goals, and 7 of Dallas's last 10 games having 6 or more goals. Give me the over 6 between the Ducks and Stars.
I love that we're not forgetting hockey. Do not forget a lot of hockey on Weekend Wagers, which is a premium-only show, 3 p.m. Eastern every single Friday. Raphael, big boy, coming over to you. What do you got?
We're going with Cooper Rush over a half passing year. That's a half. Yes, a half passing TDs because he scored 0 last time we saw him quarterback. I'll lay the -1 juice at -140. I told my mom this morning, I'm like, we're going to be listening to the Cowboy game, but we're both going to wish we can't listen to the Cowboy game on Monday night. But I think Cooper Rush probably has over passing yards. And then give me a 2-team teaser, 6-point teaser, -120. Houston -1 over 35 because I'm going to need to see some points if I'm going to be rejuvenated, trying not to take a nap while this game is on. Why not fade the Cowboys? They are horrible at home. The boys have dropped 4 straight. 5. That's right, 5 straight home losses, and 4 of them were by double digits at home. What are you doing, Jerry?
It feels like a layup tonight. And Z, do you have a thought on that teaser, perhaps?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I totally back Raphael in that spot. I think the total looks weird to me, even at 41.
Yep.
But I like the teaser especially. Let's cover our butt. Sometimes you got to cover your butt. Let's cover our butts tonight. We'll do a teaser, all right? So I think the Texans can cover the 35. They're on their own. Have you seen this Cowboy defense? They suck. And then you consider the Cowboys at home, 5 consecutive games. They have trailed by at least 20 points at home.
God.
So, yeah, I love the Texans tease down to -1. So let's do that. But I also I got an NBA parlay. I got a money line parlay for yes. You ready for this here? 3-team NBA money line parlay. Let's go with the Knicks at home against the Wizards. The Wizards are dreadful. Let's also go with the Warriors money line. They're at the Clippers. That's not an easy game, but look, scared money don't make money. And let's also go with the Kings at home against the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks are not a very good team. And we're just talking money line here. So Kings, Knicks, Warriors money line, 3-leg parlay plus 160.
And we're going to get a live report on social media because one of our OGs, one of our day oneers, is going to have boots on the ground tonight at the Golden One Center. Light the beam. Big Cheesy, report back on the on the Kings money line tonight for our man Z. All right, he'll be in the building tonight. I absolutely love it. All right, AB, coming over to you. You got one very simple play this morning. What do we got?
Okay, so first off, I've got to say, texting with Raphael this weekend, look, he was really funny when he was talking about it. He's like, I'm in a hospital for the blind, and I can't find ABC on the TV. I don't know what to do. And I was like, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So I got to give a shout-out to my man Raphael there. All right. CJ Stroud over 19.5 completions. Look, the Texans have lost 2 straight games. All right. We spoke about them last week that, hey, this is a must win. You know what? They were not lost. All right. They have to win this game. We're going to take Stroud over 19.5 completions because there is no stopping. Now, playing against a Dallas Cowboys team that really has nothing to gain except just ruining your season, right? Pride game. This is going to be a fun one tonight. We're going to take Stroud. He's going to throw it more than people might think. Also, if you haven't seen the uniforms that the Texans are going to wear tonight, the all steel blues, they're so clean. They're so clean, man. You'll like it.
Hadn't seen that yet, AB. Oh,
last week they went the battle reds, right? Now they're going with the all steel blues because the Cowboys, they wear, road unis at home, right? So
correct.
It's going to be sick, man. You'll like them.
Wow. And they really need to win with the Colts getting it done yesterday late against the Jets. The Colts are now 5-6. So if the Texans somehow lose tonight, then they would only have a 1-game lead in the AFC South. So a lot of races are tightening up. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up in about 10 minutes. We're just getting started on a Monday mishap episode of DTL. I got the best damn crew in the game still to come. We'll talk about what our mishaps are. Are the Chiefs still the betting favorite? Are we doing a little overs and unders? All that is still to come. Driving the line. Turn on those notifications. We are here every single day. All right, you OGs, degenerates out there. We continue on here on our YouTube page. And AB yesterday, Russell Wilson got it done. 4-0 as a starter. Is it about time we put a little bit of respect on his name?
Man, absolutely. You remember that first half of his first game? The stadium was booing his ass. Like their stadium. They were booing this man, all right? He came back, won that game. He hadn't lost one. Not one. And not only that, Mike Tomlin has got it like worked out. Fields is good. Everybody is working together. That's why Mike Tomlin is so effective, because he keeps his locker room good, man. Like, that's a good, positive place to be.
It's a great point, Z. They're all together. They even brought Justin Fields in at the end of the game yesterday to lock it up in the most important time.
Yeah, it does appear that there's a really good relationship between the two quarterbacks. Even at the start, even when Fields was benched at 4-2, there was no sign of a quarterback who was unhappy with being 2 games over and you're getting benched. I mean, heck, if you remember, before they even officially announced Wilson as the quarterback for the next week after that, Justin Fields said, I don't think I played well enough. All right. They were 4-2 at the time. So you got a great relationship between the two quarterbacks. And I think you can make the case they're the best story in the NFL right now. There's no reason to believe that the Steelers should be 8-2. And because the Chiefs lost last night, we all know the Chiefs, it's not like they've been blowing the doors off the building every one of these 9 wins previous. Because the Chiefs lost last night, you got a 3-team race now atop the AFC. And one of those teams was undefeated going into week 11. So it's pretty great what's going on at the top of the AFC there. But I think the Steelers could be the best story in the league right now.
Well, right now they have 2 losses. The Bills have 2 losses. The Chiefs, of course, had their first loss. We're going to talk about the odds coming up in just a couple of minutes. But don't forget, on that classic Wednesday, yes, the Steelers and the Chiefs play on a Wednesday this year, which just happens to be Christmas Day. So the Chiefs' schedule is very weird. Black Friday, Christmas Wednesday, then you got like 11 days off. It's bananas. We're back in 5 seconds. Welcome back. We continue on. It's a vibe on this Monday. Don't forget, tonight we are live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Stadium, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, also simulcast, as always, on our YouTube page as we get set for the final game of Week 11. The Texans, a 7-point favorite over the Cowboys. Now, you guys come here on Mondays because we need to get a little bit of stuff off our chest that happened from the weekend that we just simply did not agree with. AB, it's Monday mishap time. Where are we starting?
All right, we're going to start with NFL officiating, all right? And you can go to college football, too, because it's just as bad. But it is horrific, all right? And the problem is this, and this is especially on the college level. These referees are never available for a comment. You just get a pool report at the end of the game, all right? You got kids in college that are 18 years old. At Alabama, you got a wide receiver who's 17 years old who faces the media, win, lose, or draw every week, and faces it. These referees never do it. Officials never, absolutely never, ever are held accountable for these horrific calls. If anybody saw the Vikings and Titans game, it was one of the worst officiating games I've ever seen. And I'm not saying it as like, oh, the Titans could have won that game. No, not for that at all. It was on both sides. It was horrific, man. And like, one bad call can ruin an entire game. And we see it in the NFL game after game after game where they just either miss a seriously blatant call, all right, towards the end where it's like, okay, now we're playing prison rules. And then in the second quarter, you're calling that 15 times. Like, I just don't understand how it's so dysfunctional, especially when you have people watching in New York from atop. Like, it's not difficult to see. It's putrid, man. It's so bad.
Phil says, hold them accountable. Nate says those USC refs should be fired.
Yeah.
That's one of those games.
100%, man. Like, yeah.
We're seeing coaches now that we saw a winning coach last week chase the referees off the field. That was a new one for me. The coach won, and he chased the referees off the field. All right, let's stay with that college theme just a little bit right now. Big Chuck, coming over to you. What's your Monday mishap?
I'm going right back to my beloved LSU 2 weeks in a row. Going to Florida, laying another egg. I think it's BK and Nussmeier have run their course. Nussmeier's turned into a statue, and BK lecturing players on the sideline, going viral for chewing out his players was a bad look. So I think it's time that he goes. But I think since we're going to have the number one or one of the top recruiting class, the top quarterback coming in, they may give him another year. But for me, I think he's running his course. We're 3-3 in the SEC West. It looks like all hope is lost. 6-4 on the season. So yeah, my beloved LSU's getting my Monday mishaps again.
He is the modern day Charlie Weiss. Can't figure out how he makes so much money and he has all these big time jobs, but yet hasn't won bupkis. All right, let's go to the NFL. Raphael, what is your Monday mishap?
So yesterday late afternoon, I'm in the hallway from my mom's room. And I had a couple of tears coming down my eye, and the nurse Nicole says, "Hey, your mom's gonna be okay. The surgery will be okay tomorrow," and stuff. Like, no, Nicole, the 49ers just lost. I had the 49ers against the Seahawks. I laid the dumb 6 when I could have laid a better number 5.5 later. What are the 49ers doing? They're at home. CMC had a really better, or I say a good game, better than game 1. But Brock Purdy, really, 159 yards. I walked 115,900 steps yesterday back and forth just to get coffee. Brock Purdy sucked yesterday. So disappointing with the 49ers. They're getting healthy, and they still can't win games at home, letting Geno Smith, I'll repeat again, Geno Smith, last touchdown in the fourth quarter to win a game. 49ers, what are you doing?
Wow, what are you doing? That's actually kind of funny. No, ma'am. The 49ers just lost. That's why I'm crying. That's hilarious. All right. There were other things this weekend that, well, let's just say garnered a lot of attention. Z-Man?
Look, the biggest story in sports this weekend was Tyson-Jake Paul. There's no way around it. You know, it was really good football yesterday. Georgia, Tennessee, Saturday night, really huge. Biggest story of the weekend was indisputably Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. But here's the thing. Who are these people who are upset with what happened with that fight on Saturday night? What the hell were you expecting? I understand we're all suckers for nostalgia, okay? That's all Saturday night was. It was an opportunity to see one of the all-time greatest. And if you grew up in the 80s like myself, you got to be reminded of your childhood by seeing Iron Mike Tyson back in the ring. You know, it's as if we all thought it was going to be like Rocky Balboa, right? where a 60-year-old Rocky, he's got the demons, he's got to exercise, and he gets back in the ring, and he fights Mason the Line Dixon. What a great name for a fighter. You can't come up with Mason the Line Dixon. Unbelievable name for a fighter. And Rocky Balboa was amazing. He didn't win the fight. It went to decision, but he was incredible. He was the huge winner. Everyone wanted that out of Tyson on Saturday night. Do you know why we didn't get that out of Tyson on Saturday night? It's a rhetorical question. That's a movie. That's not real life. That's a movie. So who are these people who thought that we were going to get some type of great fight out of a 60? Do you know what it's like to be 60? You saw it Saturday night.
I'll let that resonate just for a second. I think there was 2 guys that paid $2 million. I kid you not. $2 million to sit in a box that was right next to the ring. And they sold it.
That's offensive. That's offensive.
But 70,000, $2 million, it was a spectacle. And coming from the world that I grew up in my 20s, a spectacle is hard to get. And they got that in spades. There's a lot of things to complain about, but the spectacle, not one of them. All right, my Monday mishap. Producer man, I need my damn one shot because I am so sick and tired of these coaches and franchises acting like every single kicker in the National Football League is automatic from 50 yards. A few weeks ago, the Bengals did it with a 53-yarder. We've seen other teams say, you know what? We'll take that 50-yarder and be happy with it. Yesterday, Matt Eberflus is having to answer questions about why he didn't try to get a few more yards. Anybody that's ever watched the game knows that a 50-yarder, or 46 to be exact, is a lot lower than a, say, 35-yarder that you can put right up in the air to get it over the line. Let's stop acting like these kickers are all world and they're all going to make automatically from 60 yards. You're costing yourselves games. If you got time and you got timeouts, take a couple of shots or at least try to run it around. Do something. But settling for these long field goals to win the game has got to stop. Sorry, get a little heated. Now, AB, let me come back over to you because NFL obviously dominates every conversation. But with the Chiefs losing yesterday, all the odds have changed now. So my question to you is, who should be the betting favorite? Because now the Lions at DraftKings are plus 350. Chiefs have fallen to plus 450. Bills are plus 600. Eagles now are fourth at plus 700. And the Ravens have dropped to plus 900 as the Ravens and the Chiefs both lose on Sunday. My question to you, AB, and the rest of the crew is going to be, who should be now the betting favorite?
The Detroit Lions. All right. They should be the betting favorite. But let me tell you this. All right. It's all about negotiation power, all right, and what you can do. The books are facing a dilemma because what you do now, all right, you're talking about, what were the numbers again? Plus 600?
So Lions are plus 350, Chiefs are plus 450, Bills are plus 600.
Okay, so what you could do is this, 350, 450, 600, right? Like,
you
can now take the Lions and you could bet even distributed money, all right, the same bet with the Lions, you could bet it with the Chiefs, you could bet it with the Bills. All right, do 3 of them. Now you are guaranteed a profit if either 3 of those win the Super Bowl. So if you want to use numbers against the books, now is the time that you do it, and you can distribute yourself out and get multiple teams here. But yeah, to answer the question, the Detroit Lions for sure.
And that's this is why we talk about these things here on the show, because it's not just about straight bets. Raphael, come on over to you. You're our numbers guy for a reason. What AB just laid out, it would be a small profit if 1-3, but it'd be a profit. And that's the hardest thing in this business to do. What do you make of that, Raphael? Oh no. Do we punish him in the hospital?
No, you punish me. But for what AB just said, that's 110% correct. But at the same time, the books are looking at the Eagles, who are playing some of the best football that no one's actually really talking about. And what the Pittsburgh Steelers, 16-1. Really? Still no respect after beating the Baltimore Ravens yesterday? Those 3 that AB said, I only see 2 of them maybe having possibilities of winning the Super Bowl. I would add the Eagles into that mix at 7-1, because now your threshold is a little bit higher and your bankroll will be a little bit higher if one of those 4 teams cash, because you get the Eagles at 7-1. Now it boosts up your threshold on your betting, so you get a better turnout if one of those 4 wins. I would add the Eagles to that mix.
I love becoming a smarter, better. Z, coming over to you. What do you make now of the odds, and do the books have them right? And what would you do?
Yeah, I'm on the Steelers tip right now. Now, that doesn't mean that I think the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm looking for the good value here, all right? And we look atop the AFC, we see what the Steelers just did to the Ravens. Ravens defense is not any good, and you saw the Steelers offense still struggled against them, but we know the Ravens can score. And the Steelers held them. We know the Steelers defense is great, held Baltimore to 16 points. Can you see a scenario where a Steeler team, who, by the way, may have 2 home playoff games, even if they don't get that first round bye, which if they do get the first round bye, and then you got to go to Pittsburgh, and they only have to win 2 home games to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's a very good path. But nonetheless, this is a Steeler team who at worst is looking like to play 2 home playoff games coming up next month. I'm going with the Steeler team and their defense, considering what they just held Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to. They could do that to Baltimore and Kansas City as well. So if you could just get to the Super Bowl, there's a path for you to get to the Super Bowl, then obviously you're in the mix here. So I like the value with the Steelers.
Yeah, they're over plus 1,000. About 30 seconds for you, Big Chuck. What are your thoughts?
I agree, Lions favorites, and I was going to say Eagles Steelers, but hey, what about the Fighting Khaki Pants plus 2,500 for the Chargers? They could come out of the blue. They could make a little run. But remember, we were speaking about the Lions were plus 190 to win the NFC. They're plus 135 now, so you kind of missed that number, but you're still getting a plus number. I think they're still a dead favorites to win the NFC also.
Very interesting. The Fighting Khaki Pants at plus 20. I tell you what, for about the first, 35 minutes last night, I would have agreed with Big Chuck wholeheartedly. Then for some reason, they forgot how to play defense, but they still win the game 34-27, and the over comes in. Still to come, we've got to dive into Monday Night Football. You guys love a little over and under. We do it next as we cross the bottom of the hour. It's DTL on a Monday. All right, you degenerates out there. We continue on our YouTube page. So Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they're calling it fuel. But AB yesterday kind of with the 2 interceptions, is this the worst season, even though they were undefeated? Because the numbers say for Patrick Mahomes that he hasn't played very good football at all.
I mean, let me tell you this. Look, this isn't going to go over well because it's the Chiefs. That roster, like what Z-Man talked about with the Steelers, the Chiefs have a little bit of that. Not as much as Mike Tomlin, but look at all the pieces that have been gone from Kansas City. The fact that, they were what, 9-0? 9-0.
With all that.
Dude, I'm not taking anything away. Every time Patrick Mahomes gets a wide receiver, he's out for the year after 20 minutes. Like, there's been a lot of change in Kansas City. And, dude, look, they might not be as good as they were 4 years ago, but just the fact that, like, just being consistent at the top of the NFL is hard enough, man.
It's so hard to do. And Z, the announcers talked about on the game yesterday that every single year they get the Bills and the Chiefs, which means every single year they've got to play the top teams. And even though the Bills won, it does feel like until they do it in the playoffs that no Bills fans are going to be completely happy.
Yeah, yesterday was like 2 things happened yesterday. Yesterday was fun for the Bills fan because the game was in Buffalo and their team played great. And you had a super exciting finish with Josh Allen getting the touchdown run, essentially to ice the game. But the second thing was there were 2 games to me that had high stakes as far as the MVP goes. And it was Lamar Jackson against the Steelers and it was Josh Allen against the Chiefs. And I felt the more important one was what Josh Allen does because Lamar Jackson is having a better year than his MVP year last year. So he's obviously going to be in the MVP race if he's better when he was an MVP. But Josh Allen really needed that game yesterday and really needed a huge performance if he is going to be a serious MVP contender, and that he is.
Yeah, and getting that last touchdown on 4th down, a gamble for sure. And the fact that he did it with his legs and broke 3 or 4 tackles, that's going to be a play that voters remember as they get towards the end of the season. We are crossing the bottom of the line, and we can't thank all of you OGs and degenerates enough. We're back in just 5 seconds. It is time to educate and entertain, and there are other sports outside of the NFL and college football. And right now, we're seeing one of the historic starts in the history of basketball, AB. The Cavs improved to 15-0 on Sunday. They set Donovan Mitchell, which tells me they were willing to gamble on the start so he would be healthy because the next game is the Celtics. Only the 4th team to have this kind of a start. All other 3 teams reached the NBA Finals. Should we be touting the Cavs at all right now?
Yeah. I mean, give them some love. Like, I mean, you just nailed it right there of like how many teams have done this and like they're doing it with different lineups. I mean, it's cool. And I like how you said it. It's in perspective. It doesn't mean, hey, this team's going to go out and win the NBA championship, but just giving them the love right now of what they absolutely deserve. There's something to be said about working intelligently in the offseason, having a plan, and going after said plan. And that's exactly what they've done. So hell yeah, man. Like coming out and working and being efficient right out of the gate absolutely deserves the credit that it does.
Matty Ice says, I love the Cavs, but they're going to need another big move to make the finals. And that's what we're talking about here, Raphael, is when the numbers start to move, what do the books do when you have one of these great starts, but it's in a season like the NBA?
Well, shout out to Cleveland because you have to watch the Browns every Sunday, so at least you have the Cavaliers to help you out. But, yeah, I'm scared for Cleveland. If you're the Celtics, the Bucks, or anybody else, because they will, and I'm going to say this again, they will make a trade during the NBA trade because what they're doing right now, and it's so nice to look at an NBA team that builds around a draft and then get a free agent like Mitchell on there. It's so nice to see NBA teams do that. They're going to bolster their lineup, so be afraid of Cleveland. They're just not a 1 month wonder or 2 month wonder. They're going to be around all season if they stay healthy. Be aware of them.
Yeah, our man Subi's in the chat right now. Any questions for him? Put them into the chat. He'll answer them for you in real time. He says the Cavs have the best offense in the league. You live in heat country. Is the NBA getting any love, Z, right now?
I mean, it's all about the Hurricanes and, you know, mixing a little bit of the Dolphins. down here. Of course, you got the Florida Panthers. The Heat are in kind of no man's land right now, especially because Jimmy Butler's been out. Now, Butler's supposed to return tonight. They're playing the lowly Philadelphia 76ers. That team sucks. The game is tonight here in Kaseya Center, where the Heat are just 1-3 on the season. I hope Embiid plays. I love watching him play. I mean, he is as slow as molasses out there. You got all the flopping going on, the complaining and the crying and the moaning. I love when Embiid is out there. He is brutal. So I hope Embiid is out there. Jimmy Butler is supposed to return tonight, but the Heat are terrible at home. So I'm not really sure what to expect. The Heat are kind of middling right now. I don't feel like there's a ton of excitement about the team at this point of the season.
5-7 taking on a 2-10 team tonight. As the Cavs, as I mentioned, the next game for them will be the Celtics, and that will be, I believe, tomorrow. Yes,
that's
Cleveland
NBA Cup
at Boston. Yeah, yes, in the NBA Cup, which is Tuesdays and Fridays. Thank you, Z. Other topic here before we get to the favorite game of overs and unders. And Big Chuck, I'll start with you. I don't know when the exact time is to do this, but the New York Giants decided overnight or this morning, coming off a bye week, that Daniel Jones is now permanently benched for Tommy DeVito, and you still got Drew Lock in the house as well. How do you bench somebody in the middle of your 2-week bye situation?
I think that's a telltale sign that they don't want to, that they're going to let him go. They don't want to take any chances of him getting hurt, and then they have to guarantee his pay. So I think that's pretty much saying that has to do with his contract. So they'll go tell Danny Cutlets and see how it goes from here. So I think that's pretty much what it's saying. It'd be interesting to see if those two stay healthy, and if they have to come back to Danny Dimes, that would be a scenario. But I think this has to do with his contract.
Less than 2 years ago, AB, this man was given 4 years, $160 million, and now he's sitting. And if DeVito plays well, it's probably going to be for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and you know what? The bad part is that benching Daniel Jones kind of feels like Brian Dable just benched himself permanently after this year as well. Like the Giants are a great organization. They don't make crazy moves like the Jets. But I am fascinated to see what they do after this year, because it's not all Dayball's fault, man. But sometimes if it's not going the right way, you got to make sense.
It kind of started with Saquon walking out the building. And Z, when a quarterback is only making $40 million, that's no longer a top quarterback. But it's still a lot of money to just sit on the bench. And then what do you do when the rest of the team already sucks? What do you make of this benching at this moment?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing surprising about it. I think Daniel Jones has pretty clearly played his last snap, barring any injury to Tommy DeVito. I think he's played his last snap with the New York Giants. I know John Mara, about a month or so ago, he came out and he gave the public endorsement both to Daboll and Phil Shane going and Joe Shane going into next season. And I imagine he's going to go back on that word. Like, it didn't make sense when he said it. I think Daboll's as good as done there. But I'll also say real quick, you say, they made the wrong choice. Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley. If you think that the Giants were going to have this Saquon Barkley that we're seeing this year with Philadelphia, and it was going to result in the results with the Giants that we're getting with Philadelphia, you're nuts. It is not nuts. The same. You're nuts. It's not the same scenario. The Eagles paid Saquon Barkley. They brought him in because they're a team that's ready to win. The Giants, I mean, what were they doing those last couple of years with Saquon? They weren't winning with him, So you could pay a running back if he's like that final piece, but otherwise, a running back is not making you from a terrible team into all of a sudden a playoff team. Both can be true. Like, it was a good move by the Eagles to bring in Saquon, and it was also the right move by the Giants not to pay Saquon. Timing was not right.
No doubt. No doubt. Great analysis, as always, by Z. And Z, while you were giving us that, we have some issues in the chat, AB, that we're going to address at the break. But we just had something that just happened that we can't have happen. We'll address it at the break. But we've got to play a little over-under. It's time to dive a little deeper. And I want to go this order: Raphael, Z, Chuck, AB, just piggyback, because we got to get started a little bit early. It's time to play over and unders. And let's start with the quarterbacks tonight. Here are the numbers. Raphael, we going over or under with CJ Stroud?
I'm gonna say over. They're playing the Dallas Cowboys defense. You don't have to research. You don't have to see what he did his last couple games. Just see what the Cowboys do at home. Give me C.J. Stroud over. I mean, and Cooper Rush.
No. Z, go. Oh,
I'm gonna go under with CJ. I'm gonna go under with CJ Stroud. Actually, I'm gonna go under because I think Joe Mixon is gonna run all over that field. I don't think CJ Stroud's gonna have to throw the ball a ton. I especially don't think he's gonna have to throw the ball a ton in the fourth quarter of this game. So you know what? I'm gonna go under with CJ Stroud. Yeah.
I'm going to piggyback off of that as well. Give me the under. I think Joe Mixon's going to be the workhorse here. They're going to try to ride him as much as possible. So, yeah, under for C.J. Stroud.
I'm going to go over C.J. Stroud, and the reason being because I agree with Z-Man 100%. The reason is he'll throw deep, deep bombs, and he'll get there like in very few amount of passes, if that makes sense. But what Z-Man said is correct.
I also think that after giving up that lead last week, they ain't taking the foot off the gas pedal this week. They're playing all the way to the finish line. Let's go to the other side because this is obscenely low for an NFL quarterback. Raphael, over under with Cooper Rush.
This is a horrible number. I'm going to say over just because he had such a bad game. Last game, 0 touchdowns. I mean, they were awful. Fourth quarter yardage right here. Cooper Rush, I'll take the over 178.5.
Under. I'm going under. I don't think there was some magic elixir between last week and this week to get Cooper Rush going. I saw what I saw. I got 2 eyeballs. I'm going under 178.5 for Cooper Rush.
I'm going to go over with this one. I think he can dink and dunk his way to at least 179. I believe they're going to be behind, and he's going to be forced to pass. They're going to take away the run game. So, yeah, I think Cooper Rush can at least get to 179 yards.
Cooper Rush under. Because I don't think that he finishes this game as a starting quarterback. And I'm not calling for some crazy injury. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Dallas is going to have to make a damn decision here, and I don't think it's Cooper Rush.
It's a business decision. Hey, Trey Lance, get that arm going. All right, we got to go a little quicker on this. We got 2 more to get to in 3 minutes. So on the ground, we mentioned Joe Mixon. That's his number. Raphael, over or under?
Everyone's going to have career days tonight for the Houston Texans. Got to take Joe Mixon over.
Joe Mixon over. Like I said, I think it's a lot of running the football in the second half. Let's go over.
Joe Mixon over. They're going to ride him this whole game. Love that number. Joe Mixon over.
Going Joe Mixon under. I think they use him actually in the air.
So maybe combo yards, perhaps. We'll see. All right, let's go to the other side. Rico Dowdle, Raphael.
Under. Everybody in the Cowboys is under. They stink.
Coach, you could cut that under in half, and I think I'd still go with under for Rico Dowdle. What are we talking about here?
Texas defense is going to shut down this Cowboys run game. Yeah, under Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, under Rico Dowdle. There's no reason to be playing any overseas.
Taking your life into your own hands. All right, and finally in the air, these two are absolute studs. Raphael, Nico.
I have a triplet named Nico as a cousin, and he's going to have a big game. So Nico, I'll take 72.5 yards because my mom says Nico was in the bed with him last night. So I don't know what's going on.
All right, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go with under for Nico Collins. All right, I could see C.J. Stroud spreading this thing around when they are passing the football, when they're not running it. So I'm going to go under for Nico Collins.
I was concerned with Nico, how many reps he would get, but I think he's going to get plenty of targets in this one. So give me the over in his return for Nico Collins against this Dallas defense.
Soupy just completely redeemed himself, so it feels like a sign. I'm taking Nico on the over.
Quickly, C.D. Lamb, Raphael.
Well, it's a night game, so there's not going to be no sun. So I'll take C.D. Lamb over 60.5.
Yeah, I'm going under again. I saw last week's performance. They could not get him the football.
I'm going to go I'm leaning slightly towards under for CD. I can see him getting right at around 59 to 60 in this one.
I was going to hold this secret for tonight's show, but I'll tell you this. I don't care about this one right here. Look at C.D. Lamb rushing yards over half a yard. Play that.
Do we have a little end around coming tonight, perhaps? Very interesting. Gentlemen, well done on the over and the under. Still to come, if you weren't here at the top of the show, and we've got a great live number today, so a lot of you were not, and we get it. We understand. You have a life. Well, we recap all of our plays for tonight coming off a really good day on Sunday. And also, we've got some issues that we need to tend to into our universe. It's a vibe. It's a Monday. Get your week started right here on DTL. All right, all of you degenerates out there, we got to make this fairly quick, but AB, in the chat, they're automated. So when somebody gives some membership, anyone can get them. Well, moments ago, Soupy got a premium membership to, I guess, watch the rest of us. But how did he redeem himself?
He redeemed himself by purchasing one membership for someone to be automated. But here's the thing. The automation happens only for people who don't have memberships. So Soupy, all right, that's how you get caught.
Liddy says his coach paid his 45 memberships yet. Do not disparage my membership name. Driving the line is us. Damn it. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm handling my own business. Z, if you got a free membership while in the chat to talk with the good people, would you accept it?
I would give it to somebody else. I'm a giving person. Isn't this like a Giving Monday? Isn't that? I think that's something we do down here in Florida. I would give it and pass it along to someone. I'm not selfish. Come on.
The great part is that Roger Long has been wanting one for like 2 weeks, and he just wrote, "That computer hates me." He can't win one for nothing. Raphael, give us a little good mojo.
I take everything free money, free memberships, free everything. So I would take it, but I also would give it back. But I would double the give back. If I got one, I would double. So I would give 2 back.
All right. Omar says, no wonder Soupy always messing up. He's not even one of us. Oh, my God. That's harsh, Omar. That is harsh. My goodness. Big Chuck. Wow, now we're taking strays everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, I'm passing mine along. I'm passing the good word of the DTL to many people that can view that membership. So, yeah, I'm passing mine along for sure.
Wow. DG's in the chat right now, and he is revving these people up to get all over Soupy. Wow, Soupy catches.
Hey, we're just gonna send a Venmo to Roger Long. Like, just here's a Venmo and come on in. Like, we'll pay for it. I feel bad for my dog, man.
Oh my God. All right. What a good time we're having this morning on a Monday. Thank you to all of you who make us a part of your day. We are back in just 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody, to DTL on a Monday. A quick reminder, we are on Stadium and all the Stadium platforms every single weekday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Put a note into your phone. Make sure and watch us there as we get you set for the evening. And on every Monday and Thursday, we're live on Stadium, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV with DTL Primetime Live, including tonight for the Texans and the Cowboys. We get into everything, including the no-fly zone. Now, before we look ahead to our picks, if you missed it or you want a little bit more nuggets, we've got to look forward to our next primetime game. And AB, this is the one that we're talking about. Thank you to Mark, just gifting 5 memberships. So this is the game tonight. But the game on Thursday, we've talked about it, and they need to be watching how these teams are playing in primetime. Because on Thursday Night Football, we have the Steelers going on the road to Cleveland, who are 2-8. And if you are a producer, man, we can take that screen down. That's on me. If Pittsburgh goes to Cleveland on a Thursday night, this might be a look-ahead spot for them. Do you have any reservations at all that Pittsburgh stubs their toe just a little bit?
Watch out for Jameis Winston, man. Like, this dude can put up numbers. People have made money just continuing to bet on the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's the NFL, dude. And Jameis Winston's playing very, very well right now. So, yeah, just be careful there.
I had your voice in my mind yesterday when the Steelers were ahead. Every single quarter, they kept it ahead, getting those 3 points. The Steelers are no joke. And Z, according to ESPN Bet right now, that number's at 3.5. The total at 37.5. Do you think that will go up or come down throughout the next couple of days?
I would imagine. You know what? It seems kind of right to me, actually. I think we're at the point of the season where we all kind of know who these teams are. Like, we're going into week 12, you know? It's not like we're in week 4, week 5, and you're getting a ton of money on one side because the number's wrong, so we're adjusting. I think everybody kind of knows who everybody is at this point. That number sounds about right to me.
Big Chuck, does that number seem right to you? Because Pittsburgh right now, they're kind of like the Chiefs. They're winning, playing ugly, and the number doesn't seem to matter?
I would say that's with the right number to lay out, but I'm kind of looking at the Browns. They tend to play these Steelers hard, and this could be a letdown spot for the Steelers coming off that big victory short week. And I'm really looking at the under. I think this may be a defensive battle also.
Yeah, and the way the Browns played yesterday, Raphael, very lifeless. They allowed Chuck to catch that over. I don't know if you guys saw it at the end of the game. They catch that over because they were trying to run the clock out. Is this number right? And then AB, I'll come to you.
Yeah, this number right will probably get bet down. I would not shock if he lands at 36.5 by kickoff. But this is something the Steelers maybe just overexcited for the big win, and then they come back and lay an egg against Cleveland. This is the NFL. We've seen good teams lay eggs.
Boom. AB.
Roger is now one of us, baby. Welcome into the fam.
Let's go. Let's go. Roger's in the house. Roger's in the house. Congratulations. You now get the podcast. You now get Weekend Wagers. You now get the extra episode that we tape every single day just for you premium members out there. Roger, welcome into the pool, the deep end. The water's warm. All right, gentlemen, well done. As we look forward to Thursday night primetime live right here, it is the Steelers on the road in Cleveland. Now, today's going to be a fire day. Today, all of my guys have picks that I absolutely love. You weren't here at the top of the show? Don't even worry about it. We got you covered in a little something we like to call the whip around. This is where we do about 10 seconds or less, one nugget or so on each play. AB, let's start with you.
CJ Stroud going to be feeling it tonight. Over 19.5 completions at minus 125. This number is going to go up as the day goes along. Go ahead and get in now.
Boom. Raphael, talk to me.
CJ might have this number by halftime, but I love to play AB. I'm taking Cooper Rush over a half passing TDs. He had 0. I'll lay to minus 140. He stunk last game. He's going to throw a junky one that's going to be a fourth quarter, so I'll cash that ticket. And then give me a 6-point teaser, Texans, Cowboys, Texans minus 1, over 35.
Z-Man, you're up.
Yeah, I'll back up Raphael on that teaser right there. I had that in mind as well. So come on, 2 check marks for that one. But I'm going to give you an NBA parlay tonight. All 3 of them are money lines, all right? Kings at home against the Hawks, Knicks at home against the Wizards. Oh, that team sucks. And Warriors at the Clippers. So I got a 3-team parlay money line. Just W's here, plus 160.
I absolutely love it. Big Chuck, how about some day soccer today, big boy?
Nations League, Serbia, Denmark. Serbia has allowed 1.2 goals at home, and Denmark has allowed 1.5 on the road. Give me the both teams to score. NHL, Ducks, and Stars. They've actually had 6 or more goals in 12 of their last 16 combined goals or games. So give me the over 6 Ducks and Stars.
We got all the sports covered. If you want more hockey, Weekend Wagers, 3 p.m. Eastern time live on Friday. Mark and DG and Robbie, they got all the hockey that you want. AB, I believe we've handled the business, but the overriding question now is they all want to make sure that Soupy is not a premium member after all of this. Can we answer that question?
Soupy is a premium member. He is.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But he paid it forward. So essentially, Soupy paid for his own. So it's all good. It's all good.
And Liddy just gave us a super sticker. Thank you, Liddy, for that. If you have a good week or whatever, that goes right back into the production of the show. And I don't even know how to do it. So Liddy needs to do a video on how to even give a tip or whatever he does all the time. But it's always appreciated, and that helps the show grow, certainly. All right, a couple of things to do before we get the hell out of Dodge. First and foremost, we never forget our good friend Howie Schwab. Every day that this show is on the air, every single day he will be honored. What are the choices today, AB? What did the crew vote for?
They are going with the Texans, minus 7 tonight against the Dallas Cowboys in the blue steel unis.
In the steel unis. And if you so choose, I myself will be buying it down to 6.5. I hate sitting on a 7, but you guys do what you want, but we're all playing the Texans together. And finally, because he is our numbers guy, what is Rafi's stat of the day? Raphael? Oh, no. Are you kidding me right now?
That was Wi-Fi. That was Wi-Fi right there. That wasn't me. The Cowboys have hit the first half over in 7 of their last 9 home games. This hotel Wi-Fi. What do you want me to do?
The Cowboys have hit the first half over in 7 of their last 9 home games. What Z tells you what about the Cowboys and the fact that they can still score?
I don't know about that. That team sucks. I mean, give me a break, these Cowboys. Come on. You're going to put your hard-earned money on the Cowboys? Get out of here.
Oh, my God. I feel like Z right now, AB. I don't know I can bet $1 on anything with a star on it. I can't do it.
I'll tell you what you bet on, all right? You bet on the Drury Inn and Suites at their Wi-Fi. It's going to be fantastic. And you get free Mellow Yellow downstairs. Oh, visit any of their lovely participating hotel locations.
I didn't even know they still made Mellow Yellow. Charles, did you know they still made Mellow Yellow?
Not at all. I learn something every day.
There you go. Shout out to John. He just gave a super sticker. Boy, I tell you what, our crew's incredible. Incredible. Like I said, I'm going to learn how to do it very, very soon. One other thing. Some people in the chat are asking about college basketball. Has anybody, and do not lie, has anybody handicapped one college basketball game so far this year? You have, Raphael? You have, Chuck? Wow.
Good game tonight. Gonzaga plays tonight. Total keeps on dropping. I don't understand why the total's dropping. They're averaging 100 points a game.
Right now it's at 150.5. Would you play the over?
Yes, it was 152 when it opened up yesterday. I don't understand why they're betting it under.
Anybody else? That is San Diego State. Gonzaga is number 4 in the country, and they're giving 11.5 tonight. That total sitting at 150.5. That according to ESPN Bet. No, really, any other good games tonight that I'm looking at.
No.
And
in the NFL either. No really good games in the NFL either.
Well, I look forward to week 12, and there's not a lot of good games next week. We're going to talk about all of them. Look at Matt, a $10 super stick. This is turning into a Twitch show. Oh, look at all you guys. Very well done.
Producer man's getting a raise.
I know. This is incredible. It really, really is. Gentlemen, well done today. We'll see you guys tonight. Don't forget about this. Now time for you to go out into the world and for you to pay it forward. And understand this. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. Thank you, Aaron. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For our entire crew, love them all. C-Man, Big Chuck, Raphael, Producer Man, AB, and all of you with those super stickers. Oh, it helps. We're ramping up our production. So thank you. I'm simply a coach trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about. See you tonight right here on Driving the Line. Good luck.